the station. Black roof country, no gold.
Welcome back to The Five. Now, any moment, a verdict in the Michael Jackson manslaughter trial could come down. Right now, jurors are deliberating whether or not Dr. Conrad Murray is responsible for the pop star's death. Discuss. Okay, so Greg,
Yes.
you get to choose. Who do you feel is responsible? Is it that man, Dr. Conrad Murray, or is it Michael Jackson because of his drug dependency and?
I think they're both guilty of boring the hell out of me, but also they're both guilty because the doctor and Michael Jackson benefited from their relationship. Michael Jackson got all the drugs he wanted, and the doctor got the fame that comes with being a doctor to Michael Jackson. If you've noticed the amount of girlfriends this guy has had. In court, the
Meaning
doctor,
Dr. Murray. Yeah.
Dr. Murray, it must be like five ex-girlfriends, and they're all really attractive. That only happens if you're Michael Jackson's doctor. So they both benefited from it. And
it's sort of like being your assistant.
Yes.
Okay, great points about the dating life of Dr. Murray. Okay, Dana, what do you?
Well, we all know that Michael Jackson was of perfectly sound mind.
Yes.
And so, therefore, no, I'm just kidding. I have gone back and forth on this because I think my gut instinct is that the doctor was wrong. It was clearly that Michael Jackson was not able to take any more medicine and that he was probably going to overdose. So I actually think the doctor is in the wrong.
I do too. Since when can you go to a doctor?
The doctor's wrong?
Yeah, that the doctor should be guilty.
I agree with Dana. Since when can you go to a doctor and say, just, give me all the drugs I want because I need to sleep? By the way, I'm injecting into my veins something that would normally knock me out for surgery. That's what I want, so go ahead, give it to me. And if he does, he's wrong any way you slice it, even if Jackson wanted
Is it kind of like the doctors? I'm not pointing at you because you
should be pointing at me.
I'm wondering about all the steroid issues in professional sports. Don't the doctors also get in trouble for providing it to them, even if the player says I want it, but the doctor is acceptable, right?
It's illegal.
But here the question also, one I'll go to now on this, but is whether or not, should he just be getting his license revoked? Should it be a criminal matter? Is it more an issue of medical malpractice, or does it go to rise to the level of manslaughter?
Well, I think it's manslaughter, and you know what's interesting is the defense in this case is making the argument that Michael Jackson might have injected himself, or Michael Jackson wanted these drugs, and that he simply had a doctor because of I think the doctor's paying $150,000 a month, that the doctor simply complied with the patient's wishes. That still is not in line with the, Hippocratic Oath, which is the do no harm. He killed a man.
Well, that's the problem. I think, one, yes, he should get his license revoked, suspended. That's going to be up to the medical board. Two, it is a proper charge of an involuntary, manslaughter, because it doesn't have to have any criminal intent, just that you did an act that was reckless or negligent and caused the death of a human being.
I think you're pretty kind to him because, in my sense, he intended to give the man that, is it propofol?
But what if it wasn't propofol? What if it was Vicodin or, I don't know, heroin? I mean, if you're still supplying a drug to someone who, it doesn't matter how they use it, you're still breaking, I think, the law, and pretty sure you're breaking your medical oath.
Well, then, Kimberly, what is the jury deciding? What is the question to that?
The jury is going to decide whether or not Dr. Murray is guilty of involuntary manslaughter.
Involuntary, but what does that mean?
Did he provide Michael Jackson with the drug propofol, and ultimately what they allege is, and what's in the medical examiner's report, is that Michael Jackson died from an overdose of propofol. The defense is trying to kind of muddy the water and say, look, you can't say for certain that it was just the propofol that killed him, because there are other drugs that were found in his body, and there was an amount of propofol, de minimis, though 0.13 milligrams, found in his stomach. So the suggestion was, did he drink some of it? That's not enough to kill you. They had a doctor come on and say, I did an experiment on myself and drank propofol, and it didn't kill me. But there is a real issue about him having other drugs, lorazepam in his system, and perhaps that combination. And there was, on cross-examination, a prosecution witness that did admit that. So maybe the jury's going to say, look, we have reasonable doubt ultimately as to how he died. We can't say for certain that what Dr. Murray did was the final lethal blow. Maybe they can hang their hat on that, but he's looking at 4 years behind bars.
Look, the fact is that Michael Jackson, when he died, it was a surprise to me, but the autopsy showed he was a pretty healthy guy, right? He didn't have any great ailments. He was not on any bad illegal drugs. And so I think that maybe the argument is,
just propofol.
If he's healthy, what does that make me? Oh my goodness!
Gosh, I don't know.
Superhuman.
I know.
What about the music company that was trying to keep him going and doing all the concerts and had him on that ridiculous schedule?
Well, I think I have a real problem judging them and judging the doctor. Let's be honest, this cast here at the 5 is destined for a Geraldo special. I mean, at some point, especially you, Dana, I worry about you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, if I keep doing this commute, there is going to be a request for propofol.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding.
That's terrible. No, we're going to keep you here, happy and healthy, in New York. All right, you don't want to blame the record company, but they're getting sued, too, because they were also the ones that had the doctors come on board, you know, to keep this guy going.
Oh, blame everybody.
Blame everybody. Everybody's in it. But anyway, we're going to bring you that verdict when it comes here right on Fox News Channel, so be sure and catch it. We want to tell you something. Guess what? We're going to be right back.
Thank you.